Hey guys, Matt from Zone RV again. In the last episode we ran through the chassis of the caravan. Today we're going to move up a little bit and bring you up to speed on the fiberglass composite panels that we use. Now it's important to differentiate the composite panel that we use compared to an aluminium composite, because this is a solid core composite panel. It's fiberglass skins on each side with a solid core the whole way through. I'll show you a little bit more about that in the panel form, but really it's the crux of the strength of the caravan. It's very important. It's one of our key differences to most of the other caravans on the market. So there's two very different types of panel that we use in the construction. The gloss one that we saw on the side of the caravan earlier, which we'll go back to after we have a look at the flooring panel here, which you see in this 20-foot 6. Now the difference is that the floor is an infused floor panel, and that comes from really the marine background. Well, we would normally infuse something if we wanted to be really strong and really light, and this is no different because we're relying on the floor to be part of the chassis structure, so we need it to be stiff. Obviously we don't want to add weight where we don't have to. So the technology basically is we put the fiberglass skin down on the bottom side on the bed when we're making the panel, and then we pull resin through from the bottom to the top. So this core here is called PET, and it's got holes in it, and what it allows is shafts of resin between the two layers, and that's really, really good for impact. Keeps the skins together and makes the panel really strong and light. So the second type of panel is this double-side gloss panel, as mentioned before. Now the difference between the solid core fiberglass composite panel that we use and what the competitors are potentially using as an aluminium skin composite is that ours is a solid core construction. So there's a 1.5mm fiberglass skin on each side. It's double-side gloss, so it's finished inside and outside, but it bonds onto the core. So there's no cavity. This is obviously a lot stronger. It's hail resistant, which is a feature up here in Queensland, but also lets us put all this detail in here on the CNC machine. So we make it as a single piece, and then it gets cut out. This is a hatch cut out here, for example, and over here, which will be over the shower. Now this panel that you can see here is the roof from a 20-foot 6 caravan. It's 12 meters long. Obviously it's a bit of a pain for us to handle this, but it's really good because it doesn't have any joints from the front of the van all the way to the rear. So there's no fatigue in the join there. There's no way water can get in. It's obviously nice and light, and it's the clean skin, which is good for aero drag as well. Alright, so hopefully we've given you a bit of an insight into the composite panel technology and why the solid core fiberglass composite panel, which is really the only true composite technology for the caravans, is better than the imitation composite, which is only a thin skin of fiberglass or the aluminium composite. So next time we're going to run you through a little bit on the cabinetry and the systems and behind the cabinetry and how we build with a solid wall, which is quite a bit different to the traditional frame style of caravan building.